This is Miss Moriarty, and I'm here to discuss with us our topic 8.6, which is all about thermal pollution. Now, you wouldn't really think that the change in temperature of the aquatic ecosystem could be classified as pollution, but because that change in temperature is going to potentially harm the organisms that are there, we can actually classify it as a type of pollution. Now, kind of similar to what we were doing today, right, and looking at our life on the James activity, seeing the number of organisms at certain sites along the river, comparing the BOD to the DO, and finding that the higher the demand, right, the less oxygen we tend to find. And we know that we're really only going to find very tolerant organisms in those given areas. So, similar to that, the way nutrient pollution affects DO and BOD, thermal pollution can kind of do something very similar. So, thermal pollution occurs when heat is going to be released into the water and it's going to cause some sort of negative physiological effect to our organisms nearby. What that physiological effect may be, if we increase the heat in the surrounding area, the respiration rate of all aquatic organisms will rapidly increase, creating what's called thermal shock. We can also see that in varying temperatures can actually affect the dissolved oxygen as well. Now, warmer water usually does not contain as much oxygen as, say, colder water. And so, when water temperature goes up, dissolved oxygen found in the water goes down. Now, where are we going to see thermal pollution happen? We tend to see it near power plants. So, power plants tend to use cool water from the nearby ecosystem as a way to produce, say, steam, maybe even turn a turbine. So we could see it being used in steel mills, paper mills, other manufacturing plants. And what winds up happening is they can take in that water and then release the much warmer water as waste. We can also see it being used in nuclear power plants since they tend to require very large amounts of water to then be used as steam. And then that can enter back into, say, an ecosystem when it's all said and done. So when we see that take place, right, you can see this in the image here, right, the nearby waterway, that cooler water is taken in while the much warmer water is then released. That's going to cause thermal shock, right, increase the respiration rates of organisms, forcing them into that shock. And we also know that increasing the water temperature is going to decrease the DO and increase the BOD. And we can wind up seeing almost the same result as we do with nutrient pollution as we do with thermal pollution. All right, everyone, that is it for this video. Please make sure as you watched, you took notes and be ready to discuss this tomorrow in class.